In the heart of an ancient Himalayan valley, nestled between snow-capped peaks and lush green forests, lay a quiet monastery known for its exquisite sand mandalas. Monks would spend days, sometimes weeks, crafting intricate patterns from vibrant grains of colored sand. These mandalas symbolize life's impermanence and the beauty of letting go. Among these monks was Dara, a young artist with unmatched talent. His hands, steady as mountain streams, created mesmerizing patterns that seemed to breathe life into the grains of sand. Yet Dara carried a heavy burden, a seething anger buried deep in his heart. Years ago, during a raid on his village, Dara's younger brother, Aaron, was killed by a neighboring clan. Though life had moved on, Dara's heart remained shackled by bitterness. Every grain of sand he touched was a reminder of the loss he could never forget. One day, a radiant monk clad in simple robes arrived at the monastery. It was the Buddha, whose teachings had drawn seekers from far and wide. The monks eagerly gathered to listen, their faces glowing with anticipation. Buddha's serene voice filled the room. "Forgiveness," he said, "is not for those who wronged us, but for ourselves. Holding on to anger is like clutching a burning coal. It is we who get burned." Dara shifted uncomfortably, his hands clenched into fists. Forgiveness felt impossible. How could he release the hatred that had become so much a part of him? The next day, Buddha approached Dara. "Your hands are gifted," he said, watching Dara create the base of a new mandala. "But tell me, what weighs them down?" Dara hesitated before speaking. "Anger," he admitted. "For years I've carried it. It fuels me, and yet it consumes me." Buddha nodded gently. "Then let us weave forgiveness into your mandala. Create with the intention to release your pain." Unsure but unwilling to refuse Buddha's guidance, Dara began his work. With every grain of sand, he focused on the memory of his brother, his laughter, his kindness, and the bond they had shared. He imagined the face of the raider who had taken him, and for the first time, he did not flinch. Instead, he allowed his pain to flow into the intricate design, each pattern a step toward healing. Weeks passed, and the mandala neared completion. Its vibrant colors formed a phoenix rising from flames, symbolizing rebirth and renewal. Villagers and monks alike came to witness the masterpiece, marveling at its profound beauty. On the final day, as the last grains of sand fell into place, Dara stood back to admire his work. Buddha joined him. "What do you see?" Buddha asked. "I see beauty," Dara said, "and peace." His voice quivered, "but also sadness, for it will soon be gone." Buddha smiled. "That is the lesson of the mandala. Everything in life is fleeting. Pain, joy, even anger. When we accept impermanence, we set ourselves free." With trembling hands, Dara picked up a brush. He hesitated, then drew it through the mandala, erasing the phoenix in a single, sweeping motion. A gasp rippled through the crowd, but Dara felt no regret, only release. Tears rolled down his cheeks, not of sorrow, but of liberation. The next morning, Dara sat beneath a towering pine tree, watching sunlight dance on the river. For the first time in years, his heart felt light. He closed his eyes and whispered a silent prayer, not of vengeance, but of gratitude for the moments he had shared with his brother. When Buddha approached, Dara bowed deeply. "Thank you," he said. "I understand now. Forgiveness isn't for them, it's for me." Buddha placed a hand on his shoulder. "And in forgiving, you honor your brother's memory. You've created a mandala far greater than sand. It's etched into your soul." Moral of the story. The story of Dara and the sand mandala teaches us that forgiveness is not a gift we give to others, but a gift we give ourselves. Holding on to anger binds us to the past, while forgiveness frees us to live fully in the present. As the Buddha said, "Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule."